welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophia Desmornes. For those of you who are new here, I am a wife, a mom of 4 handsome young men, and I am the author of the recently published I Know Who I Am children's book. If you don't know about it, here it is. It is all about self-esteem building. There is a link in the description box if you would like to purchase it. It'll take you right to a link. But like I said, I know who I am. I am the author of this book, and it's all about self-esteem building. If you are new here, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you can come along this journey with us. Make sure you like, share. And today we're going to be doing part 2 of our stem cell transplant journey. If you missed the last episode, please make sure that you go back and watch it. And it is where we began the discussion of what it was like to learn that my second son was going to be needing a stem cell transplant. And where we left off at the last episode was that my oldest actually was an exact match for him. So here we are now. We know that my oldest is a match, and at this time they are 4 and 2 years old, and reality sets in. We're really doing this. So in the meantime, we have lots of appointments. We have to go see cardiology. We have to have an echocardiogram, which is basically an ultrasound of the heart. Make sure that his heart is functioning normally, that there are no abnormalities. We have to see vision, make sure that his vision is doing okay, hearing, make sure that he passes his hearing exam and that there are no issues in that area, and even dental. As a 2-year-old, he needed to go and make sure that he saw a dentist. And all of these things were because chemo can affect all of these areas in your life, especially as a child. So we did all of these tests. In addition, we also saw pulmonary to make sure that we had a baseline of this is how his heart is doing, this is how his lungs are doing, this is where his vision is, his hearing is, and dental. So we're doing all of these things, staying busy. At this time, I was still working. My husband was working. Dominic was still going to preschool, pre-K at the time, and this is where we were at. One of the things that I was grateful for is in preparation for staying at a hospital for 4 to 6 weeks, that's what they had quoted it as, you want to know where you're going to be staying. So we had the opportunity to tour the floor that we were going to be staying at Boston Children's Hospital. We got to see what the rooms look like. We got to see where child life was and some of the staff and the kitchen. And when you're in a hospital for a really long time, these things are important to you. You get to go see the cafeteria downstairs or Au Bon Pain, and that it's open 24 hours. So these were things that helped us face the reality that, yeah, we're gonna be in the hospital for a pretty decent amount of time, and let's start to visualize what this is going to look like. I prayed a lot. I was hopeful and saying that, God, if you don't want this to happen, it's not going to happen. You can cancel it the day of, you can cancel it leading up, you can increase his neutrophils and his CD4 count, before this specific date, but that's not what happened. And in hindsight, I want to say that's okay. It's not that God wasn't there. It's not that he wasn't listening. This is the path that he chose for us. And we know that he's still a miracle worker. And sometimes we don't want that miracle to happen the way that he has called it to. We don't want to go through any of the suffering, any of the difficulties, but this is something that he entrusted in us. So we had decided, us and his medical team, that the beginning of spring was going to be a good timeline for us to go in and begin the transplant process. So the weekend before that, if you've seen my second, he had luscious hair. Just, oh my goodness, loved his hair. But we decided that we were going to cut his hair because I could not think of watching his hair fall out. So that was an executive decision that we made. We're going to cut his hair as low as possible so that way, with the hair loss that comes with chemo, it's not as traumatic for all of us. So we went that weekend, got his hair cut, and it was actually Easter weekend. So we got his hair cut on that Saturday. It was Easter Sunday. And then on that Monday, we had a fun-filled day and we went to the Children's Museum, really just tried to make fun of the time that we had together before the transition was going to happen into going into